Hi, I'm Sheila, and I'm here to help you be their parent. Over the first few months of the podcast, I have given some ideas and tips about preparing kids ahead of time for things for specific scenarios. And so I thought it'd be a good idea to chat about it a little more to help you understand why it is important to do so. Maybe, if nothing else, that you would think about these opportunities more often and really set your child up for success. Now, most kids have some level of being nervous when they are about to go somewhere or do something new. It can be just a slight feeling of anxiety, or they might feel completely overwhelmed. If we can help them know what is coming, and you might be able to help them take down their anxiety a few notches and just make it a little bit easier for them to either enjoy the new experience and or just survive it, right? Because not all of life's experiences are fun and exciting. Sometimes they're just things we have to get through. And so helping our kids to be prepared for those and our expectations for them in those situations really helps them to know what to do and to not feel so overwhelmed. Also remember that young kids, especially, don't always remember all of the details of something that they've already done if there's been a significant amount of time since the last time. So it's almost like they're doing something brand new for the first time, even though they've done it once, twice, whatever. So even though I'm saying we're prepping for something new, I'm also saying that if they're in second grade or younger, you might need to prepare them for something that they have done in the past. Events and places you might want to prepare them for might be, these are just a few ideas, doctor visits, including shots, the first day of school, amusement parks, traveling, whether it's by plane or a long road trip, a new sibling coming, maybe trying a new sport or joining a new team. You get the idea. When we can tell them ahead of time what they can expect and what our expectations are for them, they can better respond to the situation. So, for example, with doctor visits, we would talk to our kids about what was coming. We would remind them this is what we're doing, this is where we're going, this is the doctor we're seeing. And we would remind them, they're going to listen to your heart, they're going to look at your eyes, your ears, your nose, all the things. We would talk about that they're going to measure how much you've grown. They might do a hearing test. They might do a vision test. All the things that doctors do on those well-child checkups. And of course, we'd get to shots. And my kids didn't like shots. I don't like shots. I really don't like needles. I get it. But we would talk about the fact that shots were something that we needed to have because it would help to keep us healthy. And sometimes we have to do things that are uncomfortable because of what it would give us as a result of that. Now, that is a challenging conversation to have with a young kid, but the more we talked about it and explained, yes, it will hurt. We acknowledged that. We didn't want them to be surprised by it. And we also let them know it was okay to cry and to be frustrated that they had to have it, those were all okay emotions to have. But the bottom line was they had to cooperate with the medical team and get the shots. And of course, we always let them know that when they did that, we would have some kind of goodie afterwards. Ours, for our family, was usually a Slurpee from 7-Eleven and maybe a candy bar or whatever. Yes, I let them have junk. It's okay. So that's what we would do for the doctor. So find a way to help them be prepared for those doctor visits. And then I recently saw a video of a mom preparing her young child to go back to school. Like he was first or second grade. So he's already done at least 1 year of school. And they basically talked through his whole day, start to finish. Reminders about how he was going to get to school, that these are some of the things that you did in the morning at school once you got there, that there's recess and then you'll have lunch later, and and how you're going to come home at the end of the day. All those little things that he really did know because he'd already done a year or two of school, but just the refresher so that it was at the front of his mind just kind of helped him to remember, oh, yeah, those are all great things. And then this is the part that I loved. It was obvious that they have family expectations for behaviors at school. So it's not like she had to go over, I expect you to do what the teacher says, and I expect you to sit in your, like, she didn't really go over that. But what she did was she gave him a challenge. And for that first day of school, it was to keep an eye out for another kid who maybe looks like they didn't have a friend, and to go and introduce himself and then ask if they wanted to play. I'm like, what a great way to set up an expectation to look for those who might need a friend. I loved it. It was great. So obviously, talking through these things ahead of time is a great option, telling them and all the things. But, sometimes our kids need visuals. So finding a book that talks about going to the doctor, going to the dentist, new siblings, those types of things, or a video, whether it's your kid's favorite TV show, or you find a YouTube video that maybe goes behind the scenes at Walt Disney World, those types of things, so that they can have a better understanding of what they're going to see and experience, is super helpful. My only caveat with the videos is to watch them ahead of time so you make sure that they're kid appropriate, especially if it's just something that's a tour or whatever. Yeah, you want to make sure it's okay for your kids. And then also for those younger kids, if you can find something that is a toy that imitates it, so doctor's kit, a baby doll with all the things, if they're getting a new sibling, those kinds of things that help them to be used to something, is huge. And parents, it is up to us to teach them about these things, that we help them to be prepared. It also helps them to learn to trust us because we've helped them to be ready. We're not catching them off guard. We're not surprising them. And this helps them to learn to trust us even more because we are helping them. We're trying to set them up for success. Now, our kids, because they are kids, pretty much everything is a new experience. This just goes with being a kid. And so the more that we can do to prep them and help their anxiety to come down, and really show them that anything that they come across in life, there is a way to get through it or to experience it and all the things, we can do that with some preparation ahead of time. So do what you can to let them know what to expect so that they can be successful at whatever it is they're attempting. And keep up the good work. You're doing an amazing job being your child's adult, their cheerleader, their advocate, and their teacher. If you have any questions or need a sounding board, you can message me on Instagram at BeThereParent. And if you found this episode helpful, follow, set up automatic downloads, review, and share. I'd appreciate it.